Jet Set, JSRF, Groovy, Jet Set Radio. Bring it on.
I come with news that's great. It's time for Season 8. Welcome back to Jet Set Radio Future, a bingo. 2 teams of Rudies are about to race through the streets of Tokyo to complete their bingo board objectives. For every soul and character they unlock, they'll receive a point. If a team manages to cover an area in graffiti, they'll get a whopping 3 points. But they better watch their backs, because it's first come, first serve around these parts. Only one team can claim each square, and we don't hand out no consolation prizes for second place losers. Ha 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 ha! If a team can work together and mark 5 squares in a row, column, or a diagonal, they'll secure a bingo and be rewarded with a 2-point bonus. Ooh! Oh, and one final thing. Don't forget, this game is all about working together with your teammate. So any tape pickups, stolen locks, and graffiti completions will be synced between team members. Don't try to solo it alone, you jackass. All right, let's hit this joint. It's time for another round of Jet Set Radio Bingo!
Good morning, Glow, everyone, and welcome to the tournament that's stronger than a Stardew Valley Iridium pickaxe and sweeter than a can of sweetened condensed milk. It's Jet Set Radio Future Bingo, the tournament you can't refuse to watch. After a short anime break and about 2 days off, we're riding the Funk Express straight to every computer monitor, smart TV, Trinitron CRT, and HRT. We've flipped the light switch in the studio and we're ready to show you 2 teams race around the big city. Life doesn't get much better than this. Today, 2 teams will be racing through the streets of Tokyo to collect as many points as possible. But as always, they'll be hunting that precious thing, a bingo. If a team with a good state of mind get enough points in the pocket, they'll be crowned the match's winner and the loser will be chucking up and scraped on the way out. Watch your back, only one team can claim each square and you don't want to be caught on the back foot. Don't forget, we'll be using the Jet Set Radio Future Co-op mod, so teams can see specters skating around Tokyo. I'll be able to see my teammate next to me, and you can say hi to yours. Today we'll have 2 teams featuring a long-standing veteran of bingo and a newcomer. Our first team today is the yellow team, A team ready to hack into the mainframe, disappear into a plume of smoke, and then appear on a soul right before you. It's 7th Ace and B from Team 0xSWARM. And our second team today is the purple team, featuring one of the most trusted bingo players in the world, and John. It's We Trust John and Silencer from Team Yoru Ninjas. Let me tell you, I've not been this excited since my friend Jack DeFunk gave me a bottle of sparkling agua once upon a time. Who will win this exciting match and get the last hurrah? I want to know, so let's introduce the people in the commentary box today. It's the duo that when asked to say something incomprehensible, they both said HW Booths and Chromebees. It's Shovelclaws and Laurie D. Bunnykins. Alright, operator, let's get this match started. Right, is that intro like awful enough for you guys? Yeah, okay, good. I'm gonna go get my hair done, then my nails done.
Holy yap. Hello everyone. Welcome
I did
to
not say
the
that. I'm innocent.
Welcome to the first match of Jet Set Radio Future Season 8, everyone. I'm so excited. Shovelclaws here with first-time bingo commentator Lori, new to the season. We're gonna have some fun watching this first match. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this match. Yeah, no, this is my first time in the booth. This is the first season I'm going to be playing after absolutely falling in love with the game like just last season. And we have another set of teams playing today where it's people like me who are jumping into bingo pretty fresh and have a hell of a teammate to work with them. This is like already a match of the Titans in week 1. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting. This season has the biggest amount of newcomers of any season. We have B, Silenza, Lori, Dynamite, and Flashy, all brand new to the season. Of course, one of our newcomers from last season returning as well with Fatal Rock. So the experience level is really, really interesting here. Every team is super weirdly balanced with this newcomer and an old pro of the format. So all of these games are going to be really fun. I'm really excited to see how they unfold.
And from what I've like seen of the gameplay of these teams practice, just because there's a lot of new players this season does not mean the skill level is going to be lower. There are people who have put in so much work so quickly to make this season wild. I think this is going to be maybe the most unpredictable yet.
Yeah, I think
Not
in
that I can say
particular,
much.
0xSWARM is going to be a super fun team to watch this game. I'm really excited to see them, play for the first time because they have 7th Ace, arguably one of the best, teachers of the game, can tell you so much about bingo. She is just a mental powerhouse. And B, who is executionally an all-around solid player, can hold her own in basically any situation you need her to be in, but just is brand new to bingo, so doesn't have the years of experience like players like 7th Ace have. So it's going to be a really interesting mix. Of course, on the other side of that, Night Ninjas, John and Silenza. Silenza, brand new to the game, started running this year, I believe, has been putting in a ton of time to rough out or smooth out his movement over time. And John, I mean, if you're going to have a player carry you through some of the hardest situations you can be put in, it's John. He's gonna outmove any opponent in the game, and I'm really interested to see how they'll work together. It'll be a really fun season watching both of these teams over time, but today we get the first peek at it.
Yeah, I can't wait. And in fact, I so can't wait that I just want things to get going. Oh my goodness.
We'll get into our first board here. I'm really excited. I took a single look at this. It is
It's
14 in Kogane, 11 in Benton, 6 in Shibuya, 3 graffitis, Bottom Point, Sewers, and Highway 0. So 2 really fast graffitis, 1 really long one in Sewers.
Yeah, and Sewers isn't even too long of a long.
It's just one of those that you need 2 players to do if you want to do it efficiently, because the route is so nice to split up. Of course, co-op mod coming in clutch there. But, I mean, look at that Hikage, like, center floating air 4, grind 20, 3 pretty fast souls all in the center of the board. Top of bus on the way to Hikage feels really natural. Pass statue and grind 10. I wouldn't be surprised to see either B or Silenza dip into Shibuya. It's only 6 points, but it leaves you really fluid on the map and allows you to quite easily pivot to one of these other locations. Highway 0 really strong, 3 souls and a graffiti. Usually you're going to see a team try to get Highway 0 graffiti on the board. And my god, Kogane, that column 1, that diagonal, even that row 3 is pretty good, just ridiculous. And we're gonna have to see how these players react to this board, as our players will be off. Auto start, shout out. Let's see, it is a Kogane split for both teams. B going into Dark Side, into Benton, and Silenza into, what do you know, Shibuya. Gonna get some really good early game points here. Completely uncontested, and that's what you like to see if you're one of these newer players. And John's
off the races, yeah.
John just hit a triple frame boost immediately. Like,
yeah.
Immediate 4-second lead into Sewers ahead of 7th Ace. That's some bad news. 7th Ace is gonna see the Sewers entrance lineup and be so mad.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really good for John, because I think on the bottom of the screen, we're seeing what you really want out of a pairing like what these two teams have, where your newer, less experienced player is in nobody else's business, able to just pick up whatever points they want, while the more experienced players are the ones battling it out. But things being really good for John makes things really good for the Night Ninjas in general, as we see B heading straight to Highway 0, not immediately spraying. Probably just trying to, figure out where everyone is, but realizing maybe a little bit of spray is good.
Yeah, I think something that's going to be interesting here is, like, as we unfold into the mid-game, of course, keep your eyes peeled on this bottom point race. This is going to be intense, but talking about just board positioning ideas, Silenza being in Shibuya is less committal than B going all the way out to Highway 0. So if Silenza wants to rotate into one of these other areas, probably into Benton late, Silenza is actually really well positioned to pick up some of those fast Benton goals. My eyes dart to 99th Air 4, SDPP Air 4. I realize that the board isn't updating on the stream. I don't know what's up with that. There we go.
There it is. And yeah, you see how much John has already done with just that little bit of a lead. Like, it's scary. That diagonal is scary.
So much board control just falling into place, and part of it is largely because of Silenza's just uncontested nature in Shibuya, and part of it is because John is outmoving Ace really hard. So Ace is gonna have to try to cook up some strategy ideas to actually work back this lead. It's gonna just be tough contesting a player like John in any scenario. And Ace even had a lead into bottom point, and I think just the pure movement difference ended up working in their favor.
I think it's interesting here, too, because like you said, between B and Sai, Sai is definitely the one better positioned to pick their next place. So already having the lead as well, that's really scary, because if you need Sai in this position to just kind of clean up the board a little bit more, it's going to be a lot easier for Sai to pick an empty part of the map compared to B's ability to, like, get there and contest it.
Yeah.
It's a really good position on the right side of the screen.
Yeah, I'll say the one saving grace is that 0xSWARM's game plan is naturally just going to be slower. Sending B all the way out to Highway 0, like, you're gonna have to delay the points that you actually get a really long time. That isn't to say that the situation that 0xSWARM is currently in is all that good, but it does mean that it's not as bad as it looks, because these points will end up getting taken off the board really quickly once B is done with this Highway 0 route. And it'll be close to tying it up, but I mean, John's already 18 out of 28 on this bottom point route, has been just straight went into it from Air 4, which is a little weird routing, but it does mean that John will have a big lead on that and will leave BP to probably get Sewers 100k. If I had to guess, that diagonal is deadly with that spray lead.
Yeah, that diagonal, stopping
And
one
climb.
of these bingos is really good. Because, like, it is 9 points is a lot, but it is still a little bit far from that point to win. So, like, especially with B taking Highway 0 down, like, you're gonna need to play well around the remaining points to actually get up to 16. And if Hexswarm knows what you want out of that, they can maybe try and take it.
Look at this Sewers climb race. John has fallen twice, which allows Ace to get into Sewers and actually contest this climb. It's gonna be whoever can climb faster here now. John, he does this ridiculously fast route, but having some execution troubles, already falling twice on this floor 1 to 2 climb. Ace is gonna try to do the same climb, but is going to aim for center structure, which allows her to actually pull ahead of this 100k race, and suddenly that diagonal is completely dead. Unless Ace starts choking this final climb, I don't think this is super likely. And look at what Silenza's doing right now, completely committed into Kogane. Earlier he dipped into 99 for Air 4 only, and is now coming to Sewers. 2 players in Kogane here brings them, if they get both bottom point and Sewers graffiti, brings them to only 1 point away from the score to win. And I mean, John's finishing up this bottom point route. Silenza's gonna just get these 2 Kibo defaults that are really fast. Honestly, might only get under tower and then start spraying Sewers. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all. Like, John knows he has a lead on bottom point, knows that this is unwinnable for Hexswarm. So he'll probably transition straight into just doing Sewers graffiti with Silenza here.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm even wondering if what we're seeing right now is maybe Sai is going to go out of bounds here, and okay, no, he's gonna keep going. Part of me was thinking there's a chance
thought
that
about it.
with the points to win, he doesn't even commit going all the way across Kibo for the upper platform. I don't think it's a bad safety play, especially because I don't think, especially after how much sniping happened in bottom point, I don't think Sewers' points is really indicative of how much or how little Ace has sprayed so far in Sewers, which is not much, but I think it's an interesting play. I wonder what they think about that spray. In a board with enough graffitis, like, you really need as many points as you can get, and I mean, they can definitely win without it, but they're gonna either have to get that spray done or leave Kogane. And the longer they delay starting Sewers' spray, the more time it gives B to get over to Sewers for potentially Hexswarm to start it together. And
I
that
want to see
could
B come Sewers.
be pretty bad.
Yeah, I agree. Like, John and Silenza are not positioned well enough to 100% win the Sewers graph, and at this point in the game, I think you want to 100% win Sewers graph, or what you could do is use the second Kibo default that under upper platform at end to bait B into going Dogen and Shibuya, because in theory, what'll happen here, and what we're seeing out of Night Ninjas actually, so I think this was the play the whole time, is using both players being in Kogane to bait your opponent to overcommitting for Sewers graph, while you both rotate out and don't even go for the square, and that will win the game entirely because you have 2 points in both Darkside and Shibuya. It's almost like you're creating a situation where Hexswarm needs another player to cover all of these possibilities. They have a win condition in every district of the game. So really, really keen awareness from Night Ninjas here to not overcommit for the Sewers graph that they end up not actually meeting. They have their win condition right in front of them, and they'll both just dip into Shibuya to get it. And as soon as going past statue is marked, the game should be over for0xSWARM unless they mission warp across the map. Ooh, and John, look at this! A bus jump! Oh! Straight to past statue, ending the game off with some style too, just like he started it with that Sewer's triple frame boost.
Yeah, getting past statue here, side, way closer to anyone else, to Shibuya Grind 10 going to make the score 16, and with no potential bingos to up that score to win, game 1 is going to the Night Ninjas. Really well played. That bottom point really decided the tone of everything. And even though it looked like they, in the right conditions,0xSWARM could have mounted a comeback, in the end, the ninjas set up a rat trap, and that cheese just smelled so good. It just smelled so good.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think what this low-key came down to was that B was a little slow in Highway Zero. Like, kind of innately on this board, you really need to be able to rotate at any possible moment. And committing all the way out in the deepest Benton area, Highway Zero takes several minutes to just get back to Garage, you know?
Yeah, you really have to make the most of that time. And I think maybe there was a bit of safety play involved with, taking the double lap, but that's just not what you need when you're that far out.
Yeah, I definitely would have preferred seeing Special not grabbed. Honestly, you could have even maybe baited your opponent in if you didn't finish Highway Zero graph. I know that's why the second lap was kind of needed, was you needed to both finish the graffiti and get the Special Soul. I don't really know why why the graffiti was saved until the second lap. That to me feels like a pretty costly misplay on this board.
I think if you do that, clear out Highway Zero except for Special, that's where it's so annoying that it almost has this character race effect where who wants to go do that? And I think that's where personally is almost stronger for that reason than it actually is a good square. Obviously, squares are very volatile in this game. You know, you're not going to see the same square done the same way for the same reason every time. But I feel like that square is just so much more of a bait than it is I actually really want to pick up Highway Zero Special right now, you know? And we have board number 2.
Yeah, our players going right into game 2. Let's look at this board real fast. 9 in Benton, 7 in Kogane, and 13 in Shibuya. If you're John, that's what you like to see.
Yeah,
though,
the 2 fast Shibuya graphs on the board really juicing those points up.
And I mean, other than that, Dogen 5 points, Shibuya 5 points, Chuo only 2, Hikage only 1. Probably won't see anyone go into Hikage or Chuo. Maybe for Trix 30, Grind 10 is pretty slow, but Trix 30 kind of fast. I'm really curious to see how Shibuya weighs into where you'd go, because honestly, I'm looking at Kogane. Kogane is stupid fast.
Yeah, almost all of these are defaults, and the ones that aren't are bottom point special and RDH points.
RDH points.
Those are some of the fastest souls in their area. And really quick to grab. But I also think
and
that
so is Benton.
Yeah, Benton has a lot of really fast stuff. 99 points, entrance pillar, starting spiral, trash pit. Every area in Benton has something to do. I think there's a chance that even in the chance that 2 people start Benton, I don't think they're going the same way.
Honestly,
which I think that makes it a really interesting area to maybe flex to later.
Yeah, I think rotating late into Benton actually makes a lot of sense. I it's kind of weird because presumably the player, if someone starts in Benton, you're getting both 99th things. Grind 15 is a little bait. We'll see how this unfolds. What I was really interested to see is if XSwarm gives up Shibuya. It's not the fastest area in the world on this board. And B, I kind of wish the roles were reversed for B and for Ace, where Ace is the faster player, going to get a lot of those RDH souls ahead of Silenza, potentially. I'm really curious to see how this Kogane Benton split works while John is completely uncontested in Shibuya. That's a scary prospect.
Yeah, it is. Shibuya definitely seems like almost the investment of this board. Like we mentioned, it's like got the most points, but the other areas are pretty fast. And I think it's definitely an area that has good payoff, but is a little scarier initially. We're seeing actually a pretty interesting development where Sai went for the tape before the RDH defaults, but thanks to a little bit of movement problems with B, still wins the race to those defaults. And that's maybe one of the biggest tragedies we could have seen from the XSWARM side of things. Like taking that risk of skipping the tape and not even getting the reward you were hoping to get out of it, as both of them just immediately jump out of
they're both rotating the
Kogane
garage.
here. Yeah, probably just gonna go to the one that the other player on their team isn't in. No,
Even Ace is out of garage. Is out of Benton.
Oh my goodness.
What is this? Okay, I'm really interested to see what they're Are they gonna co-op? Okay, sorry. They're co-oping Shibuya while Night Ninjas is co-oping Dogen. What? That is not how I expected that to happen in the first 2 minutes of this game. That
No,
is ridiculous.
absolutely not. And both members of XSwarm struggling with the bus jump.
And classic. I'm really interested to see how this strategy in specific will unfold. Because now, look at the threats for Night Ninjas. These bingo threats are really, really strong.
Yeah, the row 4 and the column 4 both are going to have a little bit of startup.
Yeah, I mean, Dogen Air 3 will get marked soon. That column 4 looks so dangerous now with Dogen Graph. And Ace is going in, not knowing that Silenza's here too. I think maybe you could judge it by the Dogen Air 3 mark. But that's a hard thing to catch while you're trying to do a bingo route. And Ace is gonna just full commit to this Dogen lap, not knowing that she's currently being co-opted on. This is a huge tragedy and is going to swing the game really, really hard in Night Ninja's favor. You rotated both your players out of areas with really fast points and important squares. That 99th grind is really, really valuable now, but it blocks that column 4 and the diagonal, which if Night Ninjas get a lead into Benton, which they will, Silenza's going to leave Dogen now, they're going to have both of those threats set up really strongly. This is really overwhelming board control, and I think largely comes from the decision to send B into Kogane and Ace into Darkside. I wonder how they ended up coming to that that decision. To me, it feels like RDH was really early games, really valuable in this early game. So I'm curious why they sent B in as opposed to Ace to try to muscle out those squares.
Yeah, especially with Ace's kind of low returns on the whole situation, maybe realizing at a certain point that things were not going so great. And speaking of things not going so great for Ace, there is the mark on Dogen Graffiti. Just really, really nasty situation for them to be in.
Yeah.
And I mean, it looks like they're on decent pace to get this Shibuya Graffiti in return, but there's still a large point deficit with a lot of squares available on the board.
Yeah, I'm curious. The only way that I could see winning this game, there aren't bingo threats for Hex-Swarm. You have to win the rest of the squares on the board, basically. But you're too far behind to Benton. Benton still has 8 points. The only way is to go into Benton now and try to win some of these points, which feels like a really hard ask.
Yeah.
I think things will just fall into place, and this is a quite devastating loss, frankly. The Dogen co-op turns out to be something that, surprised us in the first 2 minutes. Turns out to be the killing blow for Hex-Swarm, as Ace is going to lose this points 100k and might lose this grind 15 now because she's committing to it.
Yeah. I really like the Dogen in hindsight as part of this ploy to kind of gain points, because we saw John get the souls in Shibuya Terminal and then have the time to co-op the area. Not only one of the graffitis, which it's 2 fast graffitis, it can be pretty hard to determine which one you really want to do. But John kind of using that alone in Shibuya start to take the souls out of Shibuya to just do Dogen anyways, and then take the souls out of there as well. Even without the graffiti, you get more points from those 4 squares in that region than the one spray that was done by Swarm.
Yeah, I mean, what a killer early game strat there. We talk a lot about John being this really movement intensive player, but John loves these super aggressive plays like that. Stuff that other teams will be scared to do. John will just do any other day. This is another Tuesday for John, reasonably. To some extent, it's a play that John's used to doing, and having Sai win those RDH points is kind of what enables it. Sai doesn't have to feel the need to go deeper into Kogane to play on their threats. They already have so much board presence. They have no reason to rotate further into Kogane, and I don't think they even planned from the start to go Benton. I think they just came here because they saw the most points were available in Benton, and knew that it was going to be a really safe way to close out the game, and John is going to get this Sky Dino points, and that'll be this game, and that's one of the fastest games we've maybe ever seen. Oh, John missing the Death Warp from tape. I guess in theory that gives Ace a angle to snipe that.
Still not a
It
lead
likely
to
won't
the
matter,
situation.
but
Yeah,
if Ace can hit this, oh,
not even.
well,
Yeah.
that'll end up winning this set for Night Ninjas. And what a first game of the season. This one was a little
was
bit
a
of a
wild
slaughter.
Yeah.
Woof! I feel like that one kind of left speechless.
Yeah. I don't really know. There's not much to say.
That's
it's kind of
wild.
a stomp.
I mean, rough games for Hex-Swarm. Hopefully we'll see them bounce back. Their next week pairing is not Night Ninjas, who, let's give it to Night Ninjas. They're one of the strongest teams in the tournament. All 3 of these teams with, previous season champion and a newcomer are very strong, but personally, I've always felt like Night Ninjas, Sai is a really good supporting player, is able to rotate fast, keep his wits about him, and has, reasonably good strategy for someone new to the season. And John, I mean, talk about someone whose movement will carry you through games, This team is going to be set up just kind of inherently for a lot of success, and I think they're kind of proving that now. And a lot of this, honestly, it came down to pretty unfortunate snipes at the end of the day.
Yeah,
That first game, I mean, what are you gonna do against a Sewers triple frame boost? That one's tough. And then B just having issues clinging to a rail and it loses her 3 points. It's...
Yeah.
I know I would be pulling my hair out in that situation myself. It's tough. But first game of the season, there's plenty of time to, you know, for these teams to really warm up. Not to say they haven't been practicing, but
Of course.
they certainly a time to see what Hexswarm is really capable of, because I feel like this wasn't a fair showing of what they have been playing at, which I've played against this team, and they have a ton of potential, and are already very strong. So I want to see that showcased.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. Again, Ace coming off the heels of winning last season with Fatal Rock, we know she can do a lot, and I mean we're gonna see that. This is genuinely maybe the worst case for them.
Yeah,
And,
no.
I mean, I know Ace and B, despite one setback, they both really want it, and
Yeah.
they're gonna show that they want it. So you know,
Talk about
sometimes
two
it happens.
motivated ass players.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, but they're ready to get back up. That's for sure.
The one thing I'll say is that I'm really glad that so far all of the newcomers have had like really like great mental games. B in specific has been just an absolute treat so far in this community. Not only making things like the bingo trainer, which I think is like one of the best things that has been made in the community so far, but always just like a super nice competitor, keeps her head up super high, like encourages her teammates no matter who she's playing against. Like it's really refreshing when like admittedly we're all, you know, close friends making fun of each other sometimes, but B is like the counterbalance to that.
Yeah.
So like I think Hexswarm will be fine. It's good. That is true. Chat pointing out Moral Jazz victory. So Hexswarm taking that game 2 in kind of commanding fashion. The Night
Yeah,
Ninja didn't
yeah.
even go for the square that automatically wins you the game. I don't really know why they wouldn't. Yeah, it seems like a pretty big misplay to me, personally.
Yeah, 29-0. I haven't done the math on how much the bingos would add to a full board clear, but that much to 0.
Yeah. And we will be getting Game 3 of Funzy's Game 3 stat padding, maybe, potentially for Night Ninjas. We'll see.
And this Game 3 is... The blue is clumped together. I was going to say it's pretty blue, but it's not even that much more blue. I think the big
It's not
thing...
that much more blue, but they are all in that column 1 and like
Yeah.
row 2 to 4.
I think the big thing that drew me to the blue is the fact that Benton, on this 2 graffiti board, is the only region without a graffiti, but it is still the most populous in terms of points, which makes it a little bit strange, actually, because those graffitis are very big swings, especially ones like Dogen, which are pretty fast for what a graffiti standardly is. So, like, yeah, Benton is going to be good in this game, but it's not quite as premier as you might think, especially some of those deeper areas that are really hard to get out of. If you're strung out to dry at a point where the bingo is one of the most, or the spray is one of the most important squares on the board, you're maybe really in trouble.
Yeah, I agree. And like looking at this board, Shibuya has 2 really fast souls, points, and platform. Even special isn't that bad in the modern day. Most players can do special under a minute. Dogen has 6 points? Hello?
Yeah.
The only area that feels kind of bad to me is Kogane, but I think Kogane is just the place you rotate into late game. And it becomes really valuable as a win condition, especially if you end up losing Dogen graph. You have the FRZ graph to fall back on with the 2 souls, so you can get a little bit of a lead, go to tape, spray those sprays. Like, I'm not surprised at all to see John just immediately head into Dogen. And it looks like Silenza will follow him another co-op.
They like doing this.
They sure
it's
do.
Something I've learned. But Swarm not taking the bait here. I guess you could call it. Both of them heading different directions. B still in the Shibuya-cho area. While Ace starts on Benton. Part of me is a little... I don't really know what to think about this.
Yeah, I think, this Dogen co-op, sorry, I just saw John doing tricks on it. This Dogen co-op is only really made possible by the fact that these other areas are a little slow. Benton is committal, and a lot of the souls on here are difficult to feel like you can justify. But look at this column too.
Yeah, I was about to say. That platform not being contested and B being able to grab it means, I mean, to be fair, Ace isn't completely clear. We see John leaving Dogen for Shibuya and gonna be leaving to Garage entirely, be pretty close behind. But like, SCPP Special definitely kind of throws off the whole flow of this bingo, and I mean that can be a good thing, as we see John already on the way to Benton. Like, we can see John taken away from whatever he was doing to go do SCPP Special, sure. And that's like not actually bad for Night Ninjas, because that is the bingo, or that's not actually bad for HexSwarm, because the bingo is blocked, yes, but like that's a lot of time on one square in the middle of nowhere, or well, not in the middle of nowhere, but like, you know, that kind of
in the middle of nowhere. And even if that square was good, you're only addressing one of the threats. Look at this row 2. Look at this diagonal. You'd have to get Floating Pink and Special, which adds to the time that Special will take to do.
And we see Ace using that time to just grab more dino points with...
Yeah, and Grind 50 is going to contribute to that diagonal, as B is in FRZ. Suddenly, Floating Pink almost seems more important than Special.
Special?
Because Special is going to take so much more time for Ace to get to than Floating Pink. It feels like you're kind of picking your poison here if you're John, and this is like exactly what HexSwarm needed to do to counter that early Dogen play, and Silenza's leaving Shibuya without even spraying Dogen.
Yeah.
That's kind of showing how dire it is for Night Ninjas. Like, they're completely out of position for the things that will end up mattering really, really, really throughout this mid-game. Like, the squares that Night Ninjas is missing out on will define the mid-game play for HexSwarm. And, I mean, this was the play the whole time. And now look at that column 1! The Grind 10 picked up for B, or row 1. Grind 10 picked up for B. You have Tricks 20, FRZ, Graffiti. That's a wild bingo now, and will punish Night Ninjas, potentially, for going all the way out to these far areas. I mean, you're gonna have to have Sai go back to Dogen after Rip. Which is a hard thing to give up, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna give more of those Kogane points.
Are gonna give those. I do think I see the angle that the Night Ninjas want to play, which maybe has to do with this one remaining column they can take off the board. I think there's something there with that. It's just a matter of... it feels like both teams very much want their own thing right now, and I'm very curious who's gonna get it.
Yeah, a lot of these moves have been really forcing from HexSwarm, and this is like exactly the kind of like really interesting board strategy that that Ace likes to play in. John has really good board vision. He can spot these threats from a mile away, but he isn't always 100% accurate with how to counterplay threats being made. Both players here leaving Darkside, and 7th Ace is gonna just go for Dogen Tricks.
And is gonna be there alone. Yeah.
We could see John rotate in, but frankly, I'd expect John to come to Shibuya if they wanted to play for that call 3. No, they're gonna play to block that row 1. They do already have Dogen Tape, so I believe John will win this. But
Shit.
maybe Ace is pulling out the secret teleportation tech as her stream freezes. That's only something you can do if you played all the way back in Season 1. Not everyone knows that. Ace uses that in practice games sometimes to bring back really difficult wins, but it won't end up winning Dogen Tricks, unfortunately, but that's okay.
It's okay. John's getting hit by cars, so that's enjoyable.
That and that's going in the Bingo Out of Context channel.
Yay!
That doesn't exist, I made that up. Sorry to get your hopes up. Yeah, I mean, this column 3 looks really weird now for Night Ninjas. Like, it feels like it's gonna be hard to get. Ace, I think, will end up ahead into Shibuya for platforms, so presuming both of the players do it cleanly, John's actually staying for Dogen Graph, so Shibuya specials should be completely free. We'll block that column 3 even more than the FRZ. In theory, you don't really need that, I guess, but it feels useful. You could also use the Dogen commitment. You're not 100% sure from Ace's perspective if John committed to the Dogen Graph, but you could also use that to go back into Benton and score the points to win. This game is tied now, but the positioning looks a lot better for 0xSWARM, especially as Ace here in the Grey Void. Oh, game crash. Okay, interesting.
Oh, okay.
That one's a little unfortunate.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we need to call a pause so Ace can get back in the game, or? Okay, it looks like we are
moving.
Okay, Ace said it's fine. Sure.
John's still paused, but probably gonna unpause soon. Yeah, I don't even think the other two did. And I mean, hey, despite everything, Ace is still going to be first to her region.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge deal because Ace did crash in Garage. But it's not the biggest deal. John, I mean, whipping out a really fast Dogen Graph as Silenza rotating out of Kogane will leave Kibo points, because who the hell needs that? And this game is really even now. I really like the play from Sai to go into Kogane while B is in FRZ. I feel like committing to FRZ this early, especially without Dogen marked straight away, feels a little overcommittal. Not that it's a bad play, you want that graffiti eventually, but it does feel like maybe the timing was not quite 100% accurate. And we're gonna see both members of Night Ninjas go into Benton, which is scary because this could... It depends how special goes.
Yeah, I do know the Night Ninjas already have the tape in SDPP, and I remember, I think, seeing John on one of these side things. I think there's a chance the special is already unlocked.
If it was already unlocked, you would just grab it, I think. I don't think there's a universe where John pre-unlocks it and doesn't grab it while a bingo threat is on the board. John doesn't like to play like that. But look at... okay, the
I
play
think I'm just
here...
misremembering the situation.
The play here is actually really interesting. So Benton has enough points to win unless Ace wins STPP Special. STPP Special becomes the most important square on this board, also because John is currently doing 99th Special. But Sai's just going straight to the soul. Were you right?
I think so. I remember John being on the side things at a point. Whether the soul is there, I don't fully remember. It's
That's crazy. What is wrong with John? Hello?
And
That's
there's
a
the
freak
bingo.
play. That's a play only for freaks.
Yeah. And suddenly,
Re-unlocking special, leaving it on the board and leaving. What? That's freak shit right there. That's a ridiculous play to win that game.
yeah, and suddenly,
What a play.
Sai is also out of SCVP first, gonna win the game on Trash Pit. B has just been vibing in FRZ, gonna head to that last spray, gonna like get those, 3 points of encouragement, I guess you can call them, but it's not gonna matter.
I would be so mad. If that happened to me, dude, Ace is gonna have a, crash out. Ace,
Gonna
can
need
you
to-
VOD review this on stream? I want to see your reaction. What?
I'm sorry, Ace.
I would be so mad if I lost the game like that. That is frankly ridiculous. What a play.
And
That might be play of the season. This is the first game in a game that didn't matter. This is the first set of the season, and it's a game that doesn't matter. The Ninjas already won. Holy shit.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, and low-key, it might have came down to the crash.
Maybe it did as much as we don't think it did. Yeah.
It
Goodness.
was, like, that soul is close if Ace moves correctly. Because
Yeah.
Silenzo was slightly slow to the soul. There's a slightly faster method, and I believe Ace goes for it. That game crash actually could have cost the Square in the win. Which
Yeah.
is tragic. But also
Yeah.
doesn't really matter that much.
I'm not fully sure. And that's
We'll never know.
this game's just a lot to unpack. I don't know.
Yeah, that game is wild. I am so curious why. I mean, the only reason you would pre-unlock special and not grab it is to leave the threat on the board and thinking you could win it later. And using that time to, you won Dogen Tricks. John's rotations are so fast that he could kind of afford it. That was...
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeesh. Well, Night Ninjas takes the first set of the season, 3-0 technically, but 2-0 in reality.
Really, really well done.
Yeah. That was some wild bingo, and you know what? If there's anything to expect from the rest of the season, it's some wild fucking bingo.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my.
It looks like the ninjas will be joining us. Hello. Welcome to the
Hello.
stream.
What up, stream?
The first time stream has ever heard Silenza, and he's popping off. How's it going?
Pop on this me all the time.
That's true. That's true. That's very true.
I am here to change John the way, y'all. That's why they brought me in here.
John, are you excited? Are you feeling emotions?
No.
Dang.
Look at this guy. Don't worry, don't worry.
Hey,
try
you have
it.
plenty of time, Sai.
Don't worry, don't worry. Trust
By
me,
the end of the
trust me.
season,
I'll
we'll get
be-
him. Started.
Hey,
Yeah.
the only thing that'll make me happy is him doing his job, and he did his job, so I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, you guys won that set. Sai, those 3 snipes in game 2 in RDH, and straight into the Dogen co-op, was kind of ridiculous.
Wait,
That
hold on.
felt in the second game. I know it's hard to think back to games that you played just
Yeah, man, I
10
didn't
minutes
press
ago.
the buttons,
I
dog.
feel it. I feel it, bro. Don't worry. Yeah, no, that play was ridiculous. Like, you just completely shut out B and rotated directly into Shibuya to win Dogen Graph and the swears that were in that area. Like, what a play. What was the thought process behind that, either of you? I'm kind of curious, like, because that feels
Yeah.
really aggressive.
Yeah, I'll answer this, John. What's on me? I ain't gonna lie. I was like, hey, John, I like the color red. Let me go red. And he was like, sure, whatever. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And that was the thought process right there. That was the thought process right there. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
I
it ended
don't
up
know
working
that.
really well.
Yeah,
essentially
I mean,
it
you were
was
definitely,
pretty much like
seeing red.
yeah, essentially it was pretty much like, oh, Ace is just gonna try to play the like shutout side the whole game. So, well, not just Ace, everyone, because
Yep.
yeah. So I was just like, you're gonna shut out B or I'm gonna shut out Ace, and it just won't work, and it worked. So
Yeah, I mean,
and we were
every
really
game-
near each other like almost every game, just to make sure that neither of us get shut out.
Yeah, I mean, like, I saw you guys were really heavy on rotating out of the area that you were in to contest in another district, which felt particularly potent against, like, a team like 0xSWARM, who's going to play the strategic game a lot more than the movement game. So
Yeah.
being able to always keep on their tails, I mean, the strategy kind of speaks for itself. Those first two games felt really, really difficult for HexSwarm to even get a foot in. So it was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I had to turn on my cheat engine for that triple frame boost in the first
I
game
saw
for Bomb
that!
Point.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I'm not losing any of these squares. I'm sorry, whoever's over here.
yeah. I mean, hey, you started that game with a bang, and then you hit some other bullshit frame boost that I got mad about. And in that same
Hey,
game
it's
at
what
the
I'm known
end.
for.
So, I mean, shit, you're putting the reputation of good work, huh?
Cheating?
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I know the game doesn't matter, because it was the for fun game 3. John, what was the thought process behind pre-unlocking SDPP special and then not grabbing it?
I mean, I knew Ace just wasn't gonna go for it and go for Dogan.
Damn,
That's
so
why it
it's
was
just a
freeze
hard
sprayed.
read.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see that you pre-unlocked it. Worry on comms was like, no, I think John pre-unlocked it. I was like, no way.
I
John
had
would just pick it up.
I remembered you being on like the rail to like wait the 30 seconds, but I didn't remember if you full committed to the 30 seconds.
Yeah, and it's not like
So-
that. If they would have gotten that bingo, it's not like it was the end all be all. So
It certainly
in the end, it
wasn't.
really did not matter.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a like stylish way to win that game. You flip the bingo into being this row 3 bingo. That column 2 was on the board the entire game. And
Yeah.
you show someone the start of that game, they're like, oh, there's no way that doesn't get marked or blocked. And then it flips to a row 3 bingo. What the fuck? It was
Come on, show me some
kind of
happiness.
ridiculous. Bro, I got so mad. I would be so pissed if I lost the game like that. And it was a game that
Yeah.
didn't even matter, so...
It was fun.
Really strong showing. I think you guys are a really fun team to watch. I love the really aggressive plays. And you guys have some really sick synergy, so I'm really excited to see how your season turns out, starting it on a high note. Anything you want to say? I think...
Nah, GG's, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, keep it simple.
GG's, yeah. It was fun. It was fun.
So, I mean, first game in the books. I'll give you a little bit more time. How's it feel to finally, be in the season? We've been in preseason for a pretty long time. Were you nervous going into this? Excited? Like,
So I wasn't really nervous because like I just got done doing another tournament for another game. So like the tournament
Experience.
was already it was already out the window. So I was just like, all right, we out of one tournament, we back in another one. So I was just ready to like
okay,
yeah.
competitor at heart. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely showed composure. I feel like I'm
Oh yeah.
gonna look like a nervous wreck in my gameplay when I get
Yeah.
to my week one. But
My
No, you
first
look
game
like
was
you
a
were-
nightmare. So
you look like you
I'm
were like
very
focused
impressed.
the whole time, really.
Yeah, you locked
Yeah.
in. Yeah, I mean, really great showing from both of you. I think our next game currently isn't scheduled. Oops. All of our teams are missing apparently.
GG's. Speedrun.
But everyone, you can go join the JSRF Bingo Discord. See when they are, scheduled. Thumbs up. Otherwise, kofi.com/JSRF Bingo. If you like the new layouts, shout out Ekla. I think they look pretty great. It's really exciting.
There's no game tomorrow.
No.
Oh.
We had one at midnight, but Kevin's controller broke.
GG's,
and
Kevin.
he didn't get a new one in time. I don't know why he didn't just go to Best Buy, but it's like fine. I guess because he needs an original Xbox, and Best Buy doesn't have original Xbox controllers.
Probably not.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, they do.
Uh,
Xbox. Okay, yeah. I thought you said Xbox One.
He
Yeah.
plays on console in the year of our Lord 2026. Anyways, thanks for watching, gamers. I think we're gonna just get out of here. Congrats again, Night Ninjas. Excited to see y'all play next week, probably at some point.
GG's.
GG speedrun.
GG speedrun.